Meet at the Creek. Real faith, real life, real talk.
All right. Now that I'm done throwing a hissy fit. Craig, what does it look like looking at yourself on the big screen there, man?
Well, I kind of wish it wasn't there because it shows how fat I've got.
Well,
it's a little delayed, too.
Listen, no matter how fat you get, you never be fat as me, big guy. And I need to pull the shirt down so that now that I can see myself, I know exactly what I'm looking like up there. And I got to be honest with you, I ain't real excited about it. I was really hoping that was going to send me to a live chat, but it's not. So that said, I'm going to get on out of that. All right. We are officially 1 hour and 10 minutes behind. And so we're going to do the speed edition tonight. Now, I got plenty of time. We both got to get up and go to work in the morning, so I ain't going to take forever. However, I did promise you, whenever you won, you'd be the first guest on. So here we are.
Here we are.
Here we are. And who knows? I may even continue with Meet at the Creek. But I'm going to be honest with you, man. After the last 4 or 5 weeks I've had of this mess, I'm just about sick to death of trying to deal with technical difficulties. I mean, it is one thing after another. And I apologize for losing my cool, but hey, that's just the way it is. You can blame that on Greg Bell. He taught me the worst thing that could ever happen to a broadcaster was dead air.
Yep.
And I hate it, and it absolutely gets in my crawl. It'll fire up my wig. And there I'll be. So, I mean, it is what it is, right? I'm trying to tag a few people. Dawn said could call it worse.
She said I about done my first arrest as sheriff in the Jeffrey house.
And he about put her under arrest for running that head. And oh, Lord. I'm telling you, it's a good thing I don't smoke weed or something, because I probably would have.
We'd been blazing, wouldn't we? Well, you would have.
I probably would have. You'd have probably been cuffing me getting on out the door. But anyhow, we're here, and as you can see, over to my right, your left, if you're looking on the screen, is Sheriff-elect Craig Holcomb. Many of you know Craig's been on my podcast a few times. We've been given a few nicknames over the years, Big Enos and Little Enos, and
yeah,
Tater and Tater Todd, and all kind of stuff. We've been called about everything. We're used to that.
That's right.
We've been getting called names our whole life, so that's just kind of par for the course, if you will. But I will say this tonight. I'm not monitoring YouTube. I'm only monitoring Facebook. So if you're commenting on YouTube, I am not going to be able to see it, I don't think, unless by some chance Restream is picking it up. And Restream may very well be picking it up. Oh, yeah, it is picking it up. But I'm not sure I can see it. So far away.
I'm going to need to borrow your glasses and some more if I was going to read that.
All right. Jessica Parker Clement said, Preach going to be in the doghouse. I'll be back in there to watch it. She said, Patrick Kennersker said, what's up, fellas? Roscoe and Flash, Chris Clement said.
Yeah.
Chris, welcome to jail, son. You're
all I can say is goo 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 because I don't want to be Flash.
Oh, goodness gracious. Renee Gill, my amazing cousin.
She's my cousin from Missouri.
Hey, all right. That's awesome. And good to have you on, Renee. We appreciate you tuning in. Chris, you just weren't here to watch me throw things. Bless the Lord. I mean, it was just almost all she wrote for this expensive gear I got. And, man, it'd be a long time. It's a lot of saving money to just chunking things away. I got to get these glasses off where I can read my little prompter right here, Craig. So, right quick, guys, let's get on into this. So, this is the Meet at the Creek podcast. I am James Jeffrey, and I'm here with Craig Holcomb, my longtime friend and the sheriff-elect of Jackson County. Craig, number one, congratulations.
Thank you.
Man, I know you're glad it's over.
Absolutely.
So is about 85% of the county.
That's right.
We're just glad that it's done. Most everybody knows all about you. Basically, everybody who tunes in to our podcast knows who you are. If you don't, just go back and rewatch some of the earlier episodes with Craig on it, and you'll find out things about Craig and his life and some of the stuff he's been through. And, just watch your videos that you posted. I mean,
absolutely. You can go to it's now Sheriff-elect Craig Holcomb instead of Craig Holcomb for sheriff, but you can go to that campaign page and view all of them videos.
So Craig grew up here in Scottsboro, Alabama, went to school, Scottsboro High School, graduated high school. He spent time in the military, and now he's been 27 years now in the
27 years with the sheriff's office.
So all of that with the sheriff's office in one form or another. Started as a jailer and paid your own way through police academy, sponsored by then Sheriff Mike Wells.
That's correct.
So you've served under Mike Wells, Dennis Miller, Chuck Phillips, Rocky, and now here you are.
Now here I am, the sheriff.
Gonna be the sheriff, Lord's will. We make it that long. When exactly, we talked about this yesterday, when exactly do you take over as
January the 19th.
January 19th.
Brandon Gamble, y'all both just as ugly from 30,000 feet in the air. Love you both. Sir, my billboards was not 30,000 feet in the air.
Oh, Lord.
But I can tell you that I was on the biggest billboard in town, which is 14 foot high and 36 foot long, along with two 10 foot high, 30 foot long billboards. So.
That man alive. And Brandon, speaking of 30,000 foot, they are in the air, Brandon and Christy, on their way back from San Antonio, Texas.
That makes sense.
Their son is out there. He's joined the Air Force, and he is in his tech school now, what we call AIT in the Army. They've been visiting for Father's Day and got to do a lot of fun stuff. He said that Christy got on to him for having us on too loud. Well, it's a good thing you didn't have me on live when I was having a meltdown.
Yeah.
Oh, Lord. Anyway, now that I know how to fix that, maybe I won't have that trouble again. But it seems like there's something every week. But Craig grew up here. You know, if you've heard his story before, and if I'm telling it wrong, you can. I don't remember the guy's name, but I believe he's married to his sister.
Greg,
yes. Mm-hmm. He was the first person that ever truly got you interested in law enforcement, wasn't it?
No, that was Donna's. Jerry was her first husband, and it was his daddy, John Edmonds.
John Edmonds.
They called him Big Hun. He worked for the city.
Yeah, okay. And he's the one that sparked your interest first in law enforcement. I knew it was somebody,
right,
related to Donna, but I couldn't remember exactly who it was. And you've had many mentors down through the years, and I've heard you speak, very fondly of many of the guys that you've, served with and under, including the guys who are there now. We've talked about your experiences, some of the different things you've done, the things that made you qualified, in my mind, to as qualified as anybody else to run for sheriff. And that's not to disqualify anybody else, but it just makes me, in my mind, you're just as qualified. Each of you had your own areas where you had a little more experience than the other. So each of you were going to have to learn some things no matter what. So I felt like that was pretty well just balanced out. But There was no secret to me, and I had this conversation with several of Eric's supporters. I wasn't trying to be ugly or hateful. We all can disagree and still get along. And I didn't have anything real terrible to say, but especially not publicly. But I say this: it was no secret to anybody why I supported you. And I've only supported two people my whole life publicly.
Right.
And one of those was Greg Bell. He's the first person I ever put a sign in my yard for, and and then you, and the next person that I put a sign in my yard for probably be you, unless I decide to be stupid.
Well, I called you the prophet, James, not long ago because, long before I ever announced, when we was at the old building, you said, you're going to run for sheriff and you're probably going to get it.
Yeah. Well, I told you you'd probably get it if, under some certain conditions.
Right.
There was, anybody who's around knows, in a town, in a county like Jackson County, in a town like Scottsboro, it's pretty obvious when less than 20% of the people turn out to vote that Chris Clemens, hush your mouth. When 20% of the people turn out to vote, or less than 20%, the majority of your voting base is senior citizens and close right. to that. And then you have a few stragglers, and your next base is your 30 to 60-year-olds, and then and that makes up about 7% of the people who vote. And then the other stragglers is from 18 to 30. They're just people just are not, for whatever reason, they just seem disinterested in voting, and that blows my mind.
It does me too. You and I both are veterans, and so I've covered for a while now that whether you voted for me or not, get out and vote. There's a lot of men and women that went and fought and died, and a lot of men and women that was willing to go fight and die to give you the right to voice your opinion through your vote. And with all the problems that our system has, we ain't got a perfect system. Our country isn't perfect. And it's like you said Sunday, as bad as America is at some things sometimes, America is still, in my opinion, just like yours, the greatest country on the face of the planet. And a lot of that has to do with the people who have served and sacrificed and given us our freedoms through blood, through sacrifice. So whether you vote for me or vote for somebody else, or it don't matter. Get out and let your voice be heard and vote. And it's just shocking to me that out of over 40,000 registered voters in Jackson County in the May 19th election, we had just a little bit over 8,000 ballots cast. In the June 16th runoff, out of 40,000 registered voters in Jackson County, you had just over 5,000 ballots cast. That's pitiful. That's pitiful.
Yeah, it's very disappointing, and I mean, I don't know. I don't know what to do to change it. I don't know what to say. I don't know how to encourage people to fix it. I don't know what goes through our minds, really.
Well, my granddaddy always had a saying that I'll say now and I believe in. Don't be griping if you ain't out there voting. Because if you ain't voting, you ain't got no right to gripe.
Yeah, but then you don't ever know who voted and who didn't, because
well, that's true.
Don't necessarily tell the truth about it anymore. So, Craig, what was the campaign experience like for you? I mean, was it difficult? Was it fun?
It was difficult at times, but it was a lot of fun. I had a lot of fun at it. I had never ran a campaign before. I'd been around campaigns.
Yeah.
I'd been around one of Mike's campaigns. I'd been around Dennis's campaign. I'd actually helped in one of Chuck's campaigns, so I had a little bit of experience there. But it's very, very eye-opening. I always had a healthy respect for anybody willing to get out there and put their name out, to have the courage, the dedication, and the willingness to serve, to put their name out there on a ballot. But when you do it, it's kind of like that old saying, it's a little bit different when the rabbit's holding the gun. Yeah. When you're the one over the campaign and you're the one doing it, it does get frustrating sometimes. It's like it never stops. It was like up until March when I took off for political leave at the end of March. March 31st was my last day working, and then I took political leave. It was like having 3 full-time jobs. You had your full-time job that I was working at the sheriff's office, and then the campaign was like 2 full-time jobs. Yeah. And even when I took that political leave, it was just something always on the go. There's always something to do, always a decision to be made. Phone's always ringing, text messages. And even since the runoff election, I have tried my best to keep up with Facebook messages and text messages and phone calls, and I'm sure I missed some of them. It wasn't by any ill will of mine or intent. It's just there was so many. Yeah, I tried answering people the night of the election when we went to Dominique's, and I was trying to interact with people there, and I finally said, I've got to put it down because I'm not paying attention to the support that I have here. So I finally just put my phone in the pocket. When I got up the next morning, I had 256 text messages. Oh, wow. That was just text messages. That's not counting Facebook messages and comments. And so it was humbling and awe-inspiring. But you had ups and downs in the campaign. Yeah. But one thing I never worried about, and I told every one of my close campaign people, my team, when we started, is, guys, listen, I'm not going to worry about stuff. I was nervous as a long-tailed cat in a room full of rocking chairs when I tried to get appointed. And then I prayed about running, and I got peace, and I felt that was the direction that the Lord was leading me in. That was the next season of my life. And I truly believe that. I was at peace. And I told him, I said, listen, it don't matter what happens. If the Lord wants us in that office, if I didn't misunderstand him through my flesh, which is very possible because I'm flesh, but if he wants us in that office, it doesn't matter what happens. It doesn't matter who says what. He's going to make sure that he puts me in that office. Amen. That's right. And if he don't, and I lose, then that was not, I misunderstood him through my flesh, and I'm going to raise my hands and praise him anyways. And I'm going to move on to whatever he has for me next. Yeah.
Was there anything that stands out to you, like any kind of lessons, maybe something that you feel like you personally learned on the campaign trail that you weren't expecting to learn?
Well, you learn a lot about who actually has your back, who actually is going to stand in the fire with you. You learn who your true friends are, your true supporters are. When it gets tough. Past that, I've always been able to talk. You've known me for years. Yeah. I mean, I could talk to that wall till it talked back, or at least until I believed it talked back. and if I believe that, then Victor may need to do an order on me. Yeah.
But boy, it's raining, ain't it?
It is hard. I wondered
what that noise was.
That's what I was wondering.
I took my earpiece on, and I was like, man, it's raining like a cow peeing on a flat.
That's right.
Here, boy, it's coming down out there.
Past that, though, public speaking. I think I grew in public speaking. I've always been able to talk. I went to teaching Wednesday nights. I've gave my testimony several places. You and Chris Clements says that I preach. I say I don't. I say I test to preach.
Test to preach.
Brandon Gamble says he's never going to invite me back after a 2-hour-long testimony.
Well, that's because they threatened him. They threatened him.
So, but I think I really grew in public speaking. I never was nervous getting up there and talking, but a lot of it's in your delivery and how comfortable you are. And I got a lot more comfortable. My delivery got better. I didn't stammer and stutter. I didn't worry about what I was going to say. I got used to figuring that out beforehand. And a lot of times, a lot of stuff come off the hip. Especially when you get into them places where they ask questions. and you have to be able to respond pretty quick. So I learned how to get a lot better at that.
So, was there any, other than the win, other than the night of the final victory, is there a moment that maybe stands out to you, like a moment that, that defined you or will redefine you, or something that might have changed you or changed your perspectives about things? Did you have one of those moments? We call them epiphanies.
I probably had a couple, but the first one that comes to mind is, we run on us. We talked about us. We talked about our vision, and that's what we began with in September. Mm-hmm. We really started preaching it in October and getting out and getting after it. And that's where we stayed focused all the way until after May the 19th. And when we seen that we was going to a runoff, you had some people, some supporters, I guess, that decided that they wanted to bring out trash and negativity. And the initial portion of it wasn't fully directed at me, but it was at one of my supporters. And I hated so bad for that to happen, because that person wasn't the one running for office. Yeah. Nothing had been said about that person, and this person had been helping me from the beginning. But that's where you seen how it went negative.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying any camp done it. I'm saying some supporters done it, and it all revolved around rumors.
Yeah, and I think that triggered negative reactions on
both sides.
And then one side reacted, the other side reacted to that, and it was just reactions to reactions, and the next thing you know, it was just a fire burning out of control.
And so my epiphany in that, the biggest thing that stood out for me, was the way that I decided to handle it. The old me, probably 2 or 3 years ago me, wanted to jump on there and start setting people straight and calling people out and blasting some of them. Mm-hmm. You gonna do my people, let me do yours. Instead, we stayed quiet a long time and just kept talking about us. But we did ask our supporters to stay humble and stay respectful through a post on our page. And it continued, and the old me again would have jumped on there. But I learned that, you don't handle stuff like that on social media.
Yeah.
I reached out to certain ones, and they know who they are. No need for me to call them out. But I reached out to certain ones and said, hey, listen, I appreciate this, I appreciate that, but let's do this. If you can, please. Mm-hmm. Did they always listen? No. But that's part of it. And you had to learn, what I had to learn in the epiphany for me in that was, I had to go back. There's no need to reinvent the wheel. I had to go back to our original campaign prior to that May the 19th primary and say, you know what, I'm here for me. I'm running my campaign. I'm talking about me. I want to do this for the citizens. There's no need for me to address this stuff. I'm just not going to feed into it. I'm going to continue to share my vision and what I want to do. And I get it sometimes, when it keeps on, you do have to say something, but fortunately we never did have to say anything. I was able to reach out to a couple that wanted to hear. Now, there was some that genuinely had questions that went with some of the rumors, mm-hmm. but they didn't jump on social media. Mm-hmm. They would contact. I had an email. I had a cell phone number that was on my campaign page. I wasn't that hard to get a hold of. Private message. Had one private message give me their number. The others called me. Mm-hmm. And I spoke very candidly with them because they done in what my opinion was the right thing, which was to reach out to me.
Yeah.
That was, yeah.
You saw that comment?
No, I hadn't.
Paulette Porter, anytime you get ready to transfer your litter to Mud Creek, you just come on, sis. She said she enjoyed your 2-hour testimony.
Well, I can tell Miss Paulette that I have taught on Wednesday nights, and
it was not 2 hours.
It was not 2 hours. Now the other day when you opened up with one verse after the message that was sent in one of them groups, I thought, well, I turned to Brother Chris and I said, well, one verse, we're about to see him outdo the 96 hours. He's going to 97.
No, I ain't doing that. So now that you've taken office, not office, but taken the election, you're looking forward to what you have referred to. She said, I think they tore up my letter. Brooke Bunch, you be quiet. You be quiet. But now that the election's over, you're back to work. You started back to work today.
Today, yes, sir. This is my first day back.
You return to your old position, and
right.
you'll remain in that position until they either move you or January 19th rolls around.
That's right.
And I appreciate you doing that. And I know you could take off and use a lot more time and go back when you absolutely had to, but I appreciate you doing that. John Jeffrey, listen, you've poked the bear enough tonight now. Go easy.
Many points.
Yeah. Well, that happens.
Yeah.
But Brooks says about time he went back to work. Here they come, bro. We can't.
Yeah, I know. Well, Brooks probably tired of me calling saying, "Hey, can you help me with this?"
Oh well, I'm glad that a lot of people were around to help you. But so I'm sure that Sheriff Harnan is probably already working towards putting you in the know about things. Does that make what your normal job, does that make it more difficult? I mean,
well, it doesn't make it more difficult, but you do. These guys on my shift has really stepped up while I was out on political leave. Ryan McCarver, he's my sergeant. Ryan done a really good job running that shift. And there was days that I know Ryan had to take off and Ted had to step up, or Renfro had to step up and take over a leadership role. The split car, Brenda Fawcett, Cody Roberts, they all done a real good job at maintaining until I came back, because that essentially put them down a man. So I was ready to come back, number one, for them, to help them out. I know some of them wants to take some time off, and Sheriff Harnan, he's done an excellent job in my opinion. He's been very gracious. He's brought me right in from actually before I came back. He talked to me for a few minutes the night that we won the election, and then that Saturday he told me one day that, hey, if you want to come out and see the boat and go out on the boat with me, I ain't got nobody to go, and we'll kind of talk about things and go over some things. And we did, had a very successful day that day, very good trip. And from day one, he has been so gracious and said, hey, people spoke. You're the next sheriff. We're going to do what we got to do to make this transition go smooth and help you out as much as we can. And I appreciate him for that. I really do. He's a stand-up guy for that. And even today, as soon as I come in, he's kept me in the know, and which I told him, I said, look, I'll stay and follow and do whatever you need done, but, I want to get out with these guys if we ain't got nothing going on. Yeah, we ain't got nothing going on right now that I think you need to be here for. And I was able to go out and work with my guys, try and serve some papers. And anytime that something happens that he thinks I need to know about, as far as helping me in the transition, the tutelage that he would give me, he'll call. So he has just been excellent to work with prior to this and through the transition.
That's good. So what do you think some of the biggest challenges facing you are? right now, like moving between now and January 19th?
Containing my excitement. I'm ready. I'm ready to really start trying to make my visions as much of a reality as I can, as quick as I can. But you got this transition period. There's a lot of stuff, I knew quite a bit about it beforehand, but there's a lot of stuff that maybe Rocky does or that Chuck showed him or Dennis showed Chuck that's been passed down that now has to be passed down to me, and I have to decide how to use that. So now you've got the balancing of act of me trying to come back and work on a shift and provide services that way so the citizens doesn't lose anything. But at the same time, Rocky wants to bring me in and say, hey, this is what we do here. This is how I do this. You may find a better way. But, still that takes time too. Right. And which I've told him, I said, if we can't get it to where I can work 5 days a week, that's fine. I can come in on my off days as I can. So, but the biggest thing is just containing the excitement, and, I'm ready to hit the ground running.
Yeah. What are your top priorities? Do you got not a bucket list, but a
first 100-day top list?
Yeah, like a punch list.
So absolute first thing I want to do is implement the flex shift as soon as I can, which we've got some spots open that Rocky told me about. We're going to have to do some hiring there, some PT tests. We've got a couple promotions that probably need to take place, but getting it to where we can implement that flex shift as soon as possible to see how that works. I think it will work very well, but you don't know till you try it. Somebody must be talking smack.
No, they ain't talking smack. It's just a funny comment. My wife made a comment earlier about she was just glad the big sign was gone out of the yard.
Yeah, she ain't got to see my face. I think a big challenge.
I don't know if it's Crystal or Johnny that said it, but the biggest challenge is getting all the campaign signs back.
Yes, let me just go ahead and say, okay, I had 1,000-yard signs out and 78 4x8 signs. Yeah. I have taken signs up for about 2.5 days easy with the rain, and still got about 40 more signs to get up, which I've got people helping me, so some of them may be gone. And I was asked by somebody, they said, listen, are you going to choose signs and put the thank you notes on them or the thank you banners? And I said, no. And they said, why not? And I was like, dude, my big ugly mug has been plastered on the side of these roads since October. People is tired of seeing it. They're ready for them signs to come up. I'm getting them up. And on top of that,
Brooke said, I got 10 in my garage right now.
Yeah, I know. She told me she had a bunch. So, but on top of that, them T-posts, dude, man, some of them things, after they've been in that long and it's rained and then the sun's got hot and dried the ground, it's rained again, dried again. Man, it's like trying to pull them up out of concrete.
I know it.
I had to go get a T-post puller to help me out. I mean, it's golly. Some of them's pretty bad.
Yeah. So the flex shift, I imagine, one of the things you ran on was, getting the body cams fixed or repaired or new ones and trying to get those up and in use.
Yes. Also the drug task force.
Yeah.
That's going to be something that I think we can get off the ground fairly quick, mainly because I had conversations prior to the election ever happening to research it. And, there'll probably be conversations before I take office, but yes.
I'm not asking you to name any names. A lot of people are interested in many people think that I know who you're going to ask to be your chief deputy. And I really, you have not told me.
I haven't told a soul.
And you hadn't told anybody. So have you talked to individuals and don't name names. I wouldn't put that on anybody, but have you had conversations with anybody?
Well, first of all, the only people that really know the people that I have in mind is me and the good Lord. Mm-hmm. And I have talked to one individual since the election about the possibility of talking to me about the chief deputy spot. I still have a couple in mind. We're early after the election.
Yeah.
But those conversations are going to start taking place. So,
and I imagine it's going to be somebody who's currently serving in law enforcement some capacity.
I'm glad you said that, since Brooke Bunch said it's me. No, BB, it is not you. You have to be certified
In
and
law enforcement,
not certified
not in law
mental, but certified in law enforcement.
Yeah,
Love you, BB. Mean it.
Yeah, like certified law enforcement, not law breaking.
Yeah, not certified outlaw.
My wife said that you talked to her, but she refused.
Yeah.
Well, she's really it's hard to be chief deputy when you're already the chief princess.
Well, that's true. You're the first lady of Mud Creek.
Brooke says I took my meds today. Bless her heart. We love you, BB. We love you. So speaking of like body cams, what kind of role do you think? I mean, you've talked about it a little bit. I used to be of the opinion that body cams were just a way to catch, bad guys doing bad guy stuff. But in the last 15 to 20 years, body cams have proved to be a deterrent of, criminal behavior on the other side of the badge. So body cameras is kind of like, it's kind of like scripture. The Bible says that the word is a two-edged sword, cuts to the deep. Same with a body camera. It can protect you and it can condemn you. Yeah.
If you're not doing what you're supposed to be doing, how you're supposed to be doing it, it's going to catch you. But at the same time, it protects the deputy from unwarranted complaints from the citizens. Because I've been on that side before too. When I done what my training told me I was supposed to do, and I done what the law said, and somebody was just mad, and they come in to complain. Well, that body camera saved me, because they could pull that footage and said, no, that's not what happened. And I've said it. I think I said it on my interview with the Clarion. When body cameras first come out, I didn't want body cameras.
Right.
I was old school police. We didn't. I'd be the first to tell you, look, I made it almost 20 years without a body camera. I don't need one now.
Yeah.
But after learning more about them and using them, I became a proponent of body cameras. I liked them.
Yeah.
Because as long as you do what you're supposed to be doing and do your job correctly to the best of your ability, it's going to protect you. It does catch bad guys doing bad guy stuff, but it can also save you some heartache from an unwarranted complaint.
Right. So, you're hearing a lot of stuff. I know you're getting tagged every day. Brooke made reference to it in the comments, but you're getting tagged every single day in things and stuff that's happening around that you can't do anything about.
Right.
Drug enforcement, school safety, rural patrol. All these are all things that you've addressed that you want to fix. People are just going to have to exercise a little more patience and give you some time to get that done. We're looking at some of this stuff being a full year out from now before you even have a chance to really fully address it, because you're going to have time. You got to have money. You got to have, manpower. You got to have cooperation from not just your agency but other agencies. There's drug task force, and there's a lot of things that you want to accomplish. It's just going to take a lot of time. One of the things that I think is grossly underrated in our community, and I think is going to be very, very good going forward, is the relationship with the local police departments, not just Scottsboro, but the other community departments.
Exactly.
And I've doing what I do, I get around, talk to a lot of different leaders in other communities, and they're all excited about the idea that they feel like everybody's going to be able to get along, and they're looking forward to that. And not that they wouldn't have the other guy if Eric had won, but they know you, and they know they got a history. Most of them have history with you. Those chiefs have generally worked with you or alongside of you.
They know my work product.
Yeah,
they know how I've acted for years. They know my willingness to help them for years. So And I think BB covered it in an earlier comment. One of the things that you've got to overcome now, like you was talking about the tagging, is a lot of people don't understand that just because I won the runoff, I didn't become the sheriff that night.
Right.
I became the sheriff elect, and I don't take office till January. Normally, if you had a Democrat or independent running, the campaign would have to go all the way through November in the general election.
Yeah.
But because all of us run under the Republican ticket, and nobody run under Democrat or independent, whoever won that Republican primary, that Republican nominee will run unopposed in November in the general election. So they become the sheriff-elect because there's nobody else for them to run against. But you still got to wait. So that's one thing that you have to constantly remind people, because they're like, well, when are you going to change this? Well, I can't guarantee you I can change it right now. Absolutely, Rocky has been gracious. He's brought me in. He's probably going to let me do more and more of the decision making, I would think, as time goes on, because I'm going to be the one serving for the next 4 years. But ultimately, right now, he's still the sheriff, and I'm the sheriff-elect, so it's still his office, and it's still his final decision. But I appreciate the fact that he's bringing me in and saying, okay, what's your input on this, because you're going to be the one that's taking over.
Right. Yeah. So one thing that I wanted to ask you about, and I've been chomping at the bits, and I would love at some point in time, and I may get, the mayor has a extensive history with the EMA. I would like to learn more about the EMA, but, exactly, today, for example, man, I have gotten 40 calls and 40 text messages, and I mean, more alerts than I've ever gotten in my life in a single day, or in a stretch of about 5 or 6 hours. So, does the sheriff's department work with the EMA?
We do work closely with the EMA. They usually coordinate with us. Like today, for example, the first time when the tornado warning come out for the one that was over in Madison County that broke up before it got here, and then the second storm that come through that ultimately ended up in another tornado warning for us, and the possibility of one setting down. There was some damage, I think. I don't know if it was from a tornado. I kind of think it's from straight line wind. But in both of those instances, before you knew anything, EMA was calling up to our dispatch saying, hey, let your people know this is going on. And then they're putting alerts out at the same time. Them guys in EMA, they work hard.
Yeah.
A lot of people don't know exactly how long of hours and how hard they work, especially when it comes to storms. And I'm not just talking about severe thunderstorms, tornado warnings. Like back in the winter when we would have the winter storm warnings or winter storm watches, them guys was manning the emergency operations center, the EOC.
Yeah.
Them guys was in there manning that, setting on ready for something to happen, to dispatch the proper responses, the proper supplies that they had to whatever area needed it. Them guys worked some long hours. When you get into tornado watches, most of us see a tornado. We're from the South. I mean, come on.
Yeah.
We're from Alabama. Tornado watches is like saying it's going 50% chance of rain tomorrow. You ain't going to worry about it. You going to go do what you want to do. But even in tornado watches, them guys, one of them at least shows up to the emergency operations center, and they're there monitoring. They're constantly in contact with the National Weather Service. They're in contact with news media outlets that's getting reports on the ground. So they start long before things really start getting bad here. That way, when they do turn to a warning or it starts getting bad here, they're there, ready, on the go, ready to put their plan in action. So they do a great job, and we cooperate with them. They depend a lot on us to check road conditions, storm damage, and report back to them. That way they can report to the National Weather Service. And so,
yeah. So what are some things that you would like for the citizens to see improvement-wise over the next 4.5 years?
Top priority is deputy visibility, and becoming a proactive department. Past that, improving relationships with the communities, community police. And, when I started this, I remember one of the first things Mike Wells told me. He said, if you're not busy, if you're not on a call and you're out somewhere in this county and you see somebody, you're my right hand. You represent me. Stop and introduce yourself to them. Build a relationship and a rapport with these communities. That way, when something happens, we've already got a relationship with them and they feel more comfortable talking to you. And sometimes, just sometimes, you may be able to prevent something before it happens just because you stopped and said hello to this guy and then he gives you some information because you've built a friendship and a rapport with him. And especially like in the summer, the feller out there in 90-degree heat on that lawnmower that has to cut that lawnmower off and talk to you when you pull in to speak with him or invite you over to a shade tree or on his porch to have a glass of tea, he's going to be more thankful than you are that you stopped because he gets to take a break. So, absolutely. So, yeah, and I'm not saying it's as bad around here as it is in other places, but the outlook towards law enforcement over the years has changed.
Yeah.
And we need to change it back to where it was that, law enforcement is here to do a job. Yes. Do we have to take people's freedom sometimes and do things that they don't like? Absolutely. That's why we're called law enforcement. We enforce the laws. But on top of that, we're here to serve. We're here. That's the number one goal, is to serve your community.
Yeah.
Build a relationship with them. Make them know that you're there to help them. And if you do have to take enforcement action, you have to take enforcement action. And I think some of my work product over the years showed in the campaign because of that. Because I had a lot of supporters that openly supported me that I had put in jail.
Yeah.
That I had dealt with and had to take enforcement actions. And I had a lot of people come to me and tell me, say, I really didn't know you before this, but I know so-and-so. And I went and talked to them and asked them about you, and they said, yeah, he's had to put me in jail, but I can tell you this, Craig's fair. Craig will talk to you like a person, and yeah, he may have to get a little right with you, put you in handcuffs, but he may stuff you in the back of the car 1 minute, but he may be praying with you the next minute in Sallyport.
And I know that's a big thing for you, especially in the last 8-9 years. That's you've come a long way. In your faith. I know your faith guides a lot of your decision making, most of it anyway. And it's relationship building. That's something I've been big on. I've been teaching it for a long time. I believe in it myself. That's how you get things done. And that's the way politics works. I mean, you got to have relationships, and you got to be able to, communicate with people. You got to be, willing to be accountable. Sometimes that looks like, holding your own self accountable, holding your family accountable, holding your friends accountable. Those are all qualities that you've demonstrated, in the past. You've had to take some of my family to jail.
Right.
And, and I can attest to the fact that they still love you. They still think a lot of you. And it's not because you took them to jail. It's because of the way things transpired on the way, and that kind of thing. So how you treated them before, how you treated them after, that's something I've always appreciated about the way you've been able to do that. So policing's a tough job. Being in the sheriff's office is a lot different being in the city police department. So you guys have some younger officers right now on staff. I've noticed, quite a few new faces. What would be some advice you would give to some of these younger guys who are really just beginning their careers, or maybe who are thinking about a career in law enforcement?
Well, two things. One of the best pieces of advice I got from Mike Wells when he hired me. And he said, son, if you ever get somewheres and you're not for sure, 100% for sure that you can do something, don't do it. You can always come back with a warrant. And that's kept me from getting in trouble a couple of times. The second piece of advice I would give them is you're no different than anybody else. You're a human just like anybody. You're no better than they are. You've just been entrusted with an important job. You put your pants on one leg at a time just like them. Let them determine how your interaction is going to go.
Yeah.
If they're nice to you, you be nice to them.
Right.
Don't lie to them. Tell them what you're there for. Tell them what you need. Tell them whatever you're there for. Don't lie to them. And then you let them determine how the interaction's going to go. If they're respectful, then you be respectful to them. And you be respectful to them as long as you can. But if they determine it needs to go another way, then handle your business.
Right.
Kind of like you said Sunday, you better try Jesus because you try me, I'm going to throw some hands.
Hey, you ain't supposed to listen to everything I say, Craig.
That's notes from the sermon. Ain't that right, BB?
That's Trish that does that.
Yeah, but BB missed Sunday, so she needed the cliff notes.
She was just being lazy, man. She got off plenty of time to come to church, just didn't make it, and so I'm not gonna let her live it down. Right here, right quick, like I got about 10 minutes to these questions right here. First, I'm gonna do 5 fun questions. And then I want to do 5 lightning round questions.
Oh, boy.
That was the Sunday before, too.
That was what?
What was your old boy?
Oh, the lightning round.
Lightning round questions? Oh, man, they're fun. They're easy questions. So let's start with the fun questions. Well, let me do the lightning round questions. Let's just get them out of the way since you seem to be nervous about it. Coffee or sweet tea?
Coffee.
Mountains or the beach?
Mountains.
We are brothers. Early bird or night owl?
Oh, no, I'm night owl.
Well, we're different. Hunting or fishing?
Hunting.
Favorite local restaurant?
Ooh.
I knew it.
What define local? Like in Scottsboro?
We'll say we'll give you the whole county.
The whole county. Santa Fe Rodeo in Stevenson.
Woo, come on with it now. I love Tony, man. They got some good food.
Oh, my God. Best chips, too.
That is my favorite, Mexican restaurant in the whole county. It's in Stevenson, Alabama. We used to go, when we lived in Hollywood at Mud Creek, we'd go up there all the time just because it was close. And we still drive up there sometimes just because it's good.
Now, if you'd let me go outside the county, I was going to say that new Longhorn over in Marshall County.
I hadn't been to the new Longhorn.
Oh, man, it's fine.
Is it better than Big Mike's?
I like it better than Big Mike's.
No kidding.
Yeah.
You like a Longhorn?
Yeah.
Better than Big Mike's?
Yeah. Yeah, because the bill's cheaper.
Have you been to the Wagyu in Brownsboro?
I have not.
You need to try it. I know I'm giving my secret out here live on the air, but, bruh, we got to go.
Well, we need to set it up.
Listen, ask Don Jeffrey. Don Jeffrey, I know you're watching. Tell Craig about the Wagyu. Tell Don Jeffrey.
Waiting.
Tell Craig about the Wagyu.
She's typing as fast as she can. Do, 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 do,
We'll play the
do,
Jeopardy
do.
theme music here. Don Jeffrey, where you at?
I think she's cut us off.
No, man. I'm sitting here watching her. She keeps popping up as watching. Man, it's a good thing this didn't come out before the election.
I'm glad we waited till the end, too.
Sheriff-elect can take us. She's Don, tell him about it. Tell him how.
Oh, my God, it's the best. There she goes.
Oh, yes.
What's your favorite dish there, Dawn?
Oh, dude, there's no question what it is. It's a doggone steak, bro.
Well, yeah,
And listen,
naturally.
that is, he meant Mama's cooking.
Yeah, there's Manuel Baca. Mama's cooking is pretty good now. I'm telling you, Mama's is the best. She makes the best biscuits. My birthday dinner, she has learned to finally quit asking. She asked me for years, and I'm like, Mama, it don't change. Chicken and dumplings. The only thing she changes is the dessert. I may get peach cobbler one year, banana pudding the next.
Yeah.
I asked for a blackberry cobbler yesterday when we done Father's Day because I cooked steaks and chicken and they done the sides. And she informed me that she did not have blackberry bushes anymore behind the house and that they was too expensive at the store, so we had to have peach cobbler, which was fine. It was good.
Man, my wife makes a mean peach cobbler, too.
But man, blackberry cobbler with a big old dollop of butter on it, Lord have mercy.
Yeah.
Or in your case, it might need sour cream.
Come on, son. Come on. You could have stopped right there. Bless your heart. Bless your heart. So let me hit you with some fun questions here, which I think the flighting around is fun. What do you enjoy doing on your off days? I know you don't have them right now, but
I don't have too many, and picking that banjo has suffered due to the campaign. But I would have to say the picking the banjo and just taking Raylan out and doing something fun with her.
where is your favorite place to go just to go hang out in the county?
I like the Rocket Bridgeport on top of Battery Island, Battery Hill. That's a if there's not traffic, that's a nice place. That walking bridge, because you go out across the river, and then Wheatonton Park and section is always nice. The overlook there, and surprisingly enough, I like to just go to Langston sometime and just drive down Langston Road.
Yeah, it's a beautiful drive.
It is.
Beautiful drive down through there. I'm gonna be honest with you, man. Somebody asked me this question this other day, which is why I asked it to you, and honestly, I didn't even have to think about it. Mud Creek, man.
Well, that's true.
And I'm not talking about the church. I'm not talking about the restaurant. I'm just talking about something about Mud Creek is, that's just one of my favorite places in the whole world.
Well, that's where you grew up.
I did grow up there. Spent the majority of my childhood, tromping up down them bottoms and in them hollers, and it just kind of made developed me into the kind of person I am today. But I really do love Mud Creek. I love everything about it. I wish I could build a Taj Mahal for Mud Creek where we could just attract a lot of people. If Mud Creek ever gets incorporated, I may run for mayor. I may move up there and run
There
for
you
mayor.
go.
I may be mayor of Mud Creek one of these days.
Or Scottsboro.
You hush your mouth. Hush your mouth. People joke with me about that all the time, and I really have no desire to run. But I'm kind of like everybody else. You know what I mean? It's like I'm at a place in my life where I would like to see some things change.
Yeah.
And it's not that I necessarily feel like people are, purposely doing things. I'm sure they're probably trying to do things to the best of their ability, but they have their own vision, and I have my vision. And there just comes a time, I think in every person's life where they got to decide if they're gonna lay back and just let things go the way they've been going, or if they're gonna step up and try to make a difference. And I'll be honest with you, it's on my mind. But there are a few guys that if they decide to run, I have no desire to run against them. I wouldn't want to do that. I wouldn't even want to be on the ticket with them.
Right.
Think too much of them. Wouldn't want to be in any kind of competition with them. I wouldn't want to do any. It shouldn't anyway do any personal damage, but we've all seen what supporters can do.
Yeah.
But to people's relationships. So, I wouldn't even want to enter into that.
Well, I do just like ribbing you about it.
I understand. But there's a few guys that if they decide to run, I will not ever even entertain it. But if we get in a situation again where somebody, if I feel like things are not going to go a different, in a positive way for our town, but we're moving in a pretty good direction overall. There's some things that I would like to see change, but there's some things that I'd like to see change backwards, go the other direction too. And you can't have both. So,
right.
These people are in a tough spot, and I recognize that. And, I'm learning a lot about people. So
the biggest thing that you got to realize with any elected position or any position of authority, really, you got a 50-50 shot, because you ain't never going to make everybody happy.
That's true.
You're going to have some that's going to love you and that's going to be happy with the product, and you're going to have those that are not. You're just never gonna, and you can see that through the ministry side, through the churches that you've been through. You're just not gonna make everybody happy.
Yeah, and you're not. And I get out in the public eye too much already too, and a lot of people tolerate me. Not a lot of people like me. Greg always said, I wish I was as well loved as everybody thinks I am.
Yeah.
I'm not as bad as some people say I am, and I'm not as good as a lot of people think
Right.
I am. So I'm just trying to be better all the time. And
I just want to hear you say, "Catch me outside."
Well, how about that?
Yeah.
Anyway, so we've determined coffee, mountains. You're a night owl, not early bird. And I don't think you hunt or fish.
I haven't done neither one of those in a long time. I've done some wild hog hunting and deer hunting probably, Lord, it'd been 2007, 2008. Ed Wade took me. But a running joke in the family has always been, my daddy used to love bird hunting. Holt Hardin was his best friend. We would go duck hunting. If it had wings, we hunted it. But we really, really liked dove hunting and duck hunting. And I wasn't always the easiest to get up and go, but I'd get up and go. And I enjoyed it. I really enjoyed it. I enjoyed the hunt. I enjoyed spending time with my dad. I enjoyed spending time with Hope. But we've always said, 27 years ago, I traded hunting critters for hunting people.
Yeah.
And since I've been a police officer, I really never have hunted a whole lot.
Right. So, what is your most memorable law enforcement story
Man,
that you can get away with telling?
I can tell any of them, but the most memorable one that stands out as soon as you say that would be Bryant. And it ain't anything that I like. I don't care to talk about it because it helps people. But I made it 16 years before I had to use my service weapon, and that probably stands out the most in my mind. Past that, there's a couple car chases.
Yeah.
Like when I was on day shift, they had the guy that was wanted out of Walker County that they chased up here. He done the Dukes of Hazzard through Danny Rich's fence on Highway 72 in Stevenson. Hit the flagpole. Of course, it wasn't 20 minutes after somebody took that video, they put it to the Dukes of Hazzard thing. So, I could write a book, but I'd probably say that's the two of the most memorable.
The craziest thing about that, you brought that up, and it brought this to mind, is like I actually ran into you that afternoon.
Yeah.
Of all the people in the world, I hadn't seen you at that point in about 2 years.
Yeah.
And, you were just busy doing your life. You were living at Skyline, I think. And, it was one of them things. And we just hardly ever, got to see each other. And I think that's the first time in a long time I was like, man, and I think after that we actually started to talk, not every day, but, more regular after that.
I think that was a different car chase. But
no, it wasn't a car chase. I'm talking about the Bryant.
Oh, yeah. No, I was actually living back. I just moved off of Skyline back down here.
Okay. But it was during that season, but life had kind of taken us both different directions. We didn't really see each other a lot. But boy, I remember that. It was just weird that because I remember getting out and running into you, and I could tell something was wrong with you, and I didn't know what it was. I was ribbing you like I always did, and you was like, man. Then you told me what happened, and my heart went out to you.
I tell you what, that something like that when it happens, I had prepared myself mentally in my mind for years.
Mm-hmm.
I got up every day, and even when I worked in the jail, because that jail job's just as dangerous,
right?
As being out a street cop. Even when I worked in the jail, I would get up every day, and I would get ready and say, well, today may be the day. You might get taken out, or you may have to take somebody out.
Yeah.
I always mentally prepared myself for that. And I think that helped when it did happen. but it doesn't change the fact that it still affects you.
Yeah.
You know, that was somebody's son, that was somebody's brother, somebody's nephew, somebody's cousin. You know, no matter what he was going through and what he had done, he was still a human being.
Yeah.
And the fact that you had to do what you had to do, it really affects you.
Right.
And the worst, I guess I thought, well, I'm Billy Bad Cop. I'm supposed to, you know, not supposed to show emotions, da 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 da.
Right.
And man, that broke. It really, when you try and do that, it'll break you down, and it broke me down.
Yeah.
I thought I was fine. A couple days, 3 days after, and then I realized, hey, I'm not as fine as I think I am.
Right.
So that was a rough season.
Yeah.
You know, it doesn't matter who it is. You realize that it's still a human.
Yeah. I tell you, Patrick Henniger made a comment. He said, y'all saved Zach's life and the rest of the football team that day. They were lined up on the side of the road for Brian Eak's funeral. The guy was headed their way. You guys cut him off before he got down to the funeral home.
Oh, yeah, that's the dude they chased from Walker County. Yeah. We was actually, two or three of us was actually in Stevenson that day for that funeral because they knew it was going to be a big funeral. And the mayor and the police chief had requested that we come up and help and be present. And my shift was on, so I was like, hey, let's make a good showing. You know, the guy's a pillar of community. Let's make a good showing. We're going to help them all we can to shut all the streets down. So I had 3 cars up there. Mind you, I only had 5 cars working, but I had 3 cars up there. It was me, the north end car, and the west unit. And not the west unit. Rod was the west unit, but it was me, the north end car, and the east unit. And then I heard him give the call out, and of course Rod was the west unit. They was coming from Huntsville. So as soon as I heard him give the call out, I was like, hey, one of y'all can stay, but 2 of us need to go because this sounds pretty pressing. Dude was traveling fast enough that by the time that I went en route and made it out to 72, he was done coming through Scottsboro, coming into Hollywood.
Oh, wow.
I made it about to where probably not hardly where the old church was by the time I met him and turned around and took over the pursuit. So, I mean, dude was making some tracks.
Yeah, man. One of the last fun question I already got the answer to, so I'm going to say the question and I'm going to answer the question. Something that people might be surprised to learn about you. And I'm going to answer that question because I just found it out today. This year, you actually let go of your Auburn football tickets.
I sure did.
Praise the Lord.
Well,
not because you converted to Alabama. It's just because you're going to be busy.
Yeah. So when I decided to do that, I said, okay, look. At that time, I knew there's a possibility we was going to have a runoff. There's 4 of us running. I said, I need to save money just in case. I had done put a little bit of my money in my campaign. Fortunately, I had a lot of supporters that was willing to financially support me also. And that, to me, that humbled me and spoke volumes because it's one thing for you to say, hey, I'm going to support you, I'm going to vote for you. But it's another thing for you to say, I believe in you enough, I'm going to give you money. Because times is tough. And, you know, I had some that gave pretty good donations. But every donation helped. And I appreciated even the people that said, hey, I'm going to vote for you and I'll help you any way I can, but, you know, I can't afford it. I get it. Times is tough. You know, fuel prices spiked right in the middle of this campaign. I mean, when the campaign started, I was paying close to $3 a gallon, maybe even sometimes under $3 a gallon for diesel fuel. And then in the height of the campaign, we was paying $5.25, $5.35 a gallon. And man, that hurt. I mean, that hurt bad. Because I ain't one of these people that's got more than one vehicle. I've got the truck that I bought to haul my camper with, and that's it, past the county truck. And I couldn't use the county truck because that's an ethics violation. Right. So I had to use mine, which entails that diesel fuel. But, I thought, I could save that money in case I need it. Plus, I'm really hoping that I'm busy putting together a transition team during football season and getting ready to transition into this new role as sheriff, so I'll be busy. And if I find time to go to a game, I'm sure there's somebody I can buy some from. I know plenty of people. And before your daughter Natalie says anything, somebody will give you them tickets. No.
No. It's a comment. My wife, Craig, I love you, but I'm fixing to put some self tanner on those arms.
Yeah, I got farmer's tan, so she better be glad I didn't wear shorts.
I'm glad you didn't wear shorts, cause I'm really glad. So, in closing, what message would you like to share with the citizens of Jackson County?
I think I've covered it before. First and foremost, all thanks, honor, glory, and praise goes to God. Mm-hmm. I know without Jesus that I'm nothing. I'm a sorry bag of bones. Like Paul said, I'm chief among sinners. I've made a lot of wrong decisions. I'll probably make more wrong decisions. That's just human nature. Yeah. But I've grown over the years to the fact that when I make a wrong decision, I can eat crow and admit it. But first and foremost, all praise and honor goes to him. Secondly, I want to thank the citizens and the voters of this county who seen fit to elect me and entrust me with such an important office. I'm nobody special. I'm nobody special at all. But I sure am humbled that they have entrusted me with such an important position. So thank you to all the supporters. Everybody that said a prayer, everybody that voted, everybody that stuck a yard sign up, everybody that looked at one of them great big signs with my ugly face on it. I'm very grateful for that. And thirdly, I'm ready to get started.
Yeah.
The campaign was fun. It had ups and downs, but the campaign was the easy part. Mm-hmm. Now the real work begins.
Yeah.
And I'm ready to get in there with some elbow grease and get shoulder deep in it.
I heard that.
And see what we can do.
I heard that. So how can citizens moving forward help support law enforcement? I mean, what can the average citizen do to help?
Well, first of all, get involved. Get involved in your community. Mm-hmm. Law enforcement, yes, we've got a job. No, we can't do everything. Yes, we do investigations. But, you've got to have community cooperation, whether it's information on a theft, information on drugs, information on reckless driving, which leads to DUIs or something of that nature. Just get involved. Be willing to, if you see something or know something, say it. Yeah. And if you want to remain anonymous, just tell them, look, I won't give you this information, but I want to remain anonymous.
That's something we heard in New York City in December when we went a lot. They had playing on speakers and stuff.
See something, say something.
See something, say something. If you see something, say something.
Well, police officers, law enforcement, we ain't got ESPN.
Yeah.
I mean, if we did, we wouldn't have that much crime because we'd know where it's going to happen, and when it's going to happen, we could go take care of it.
Right.
And if we don't know a specific area to be looking at, we ain't going to know to look at it.
Right.
That was one of my pet peeves when I was in investigations. I would get these case reports, and it never failed. It would be thefts or something like that. But you'd get a case report that somebody called finally and reported it, and John Doe's lawnmower got stole, and you go to reading the narrative. Well, when did his lawnmower get stole? Well, it got stole 2 months ago, but I just hadn't seen a police officer up here yet to be able to report it, and I seen one today. So, dude, 2.5 months later, that thing's chopped up in 600 pieces in between Georgia and Tennessee.
That's right.
I mean, come on.
When your term is over, whether it's 4 years, 8 years, 12 years, ever how long you decide to keep running, when your time as sheriff is over, what do you want or hope that people will say about you?
I hope they just say that man, that guy cared about his community. He was there for us. He stood up for us, and he done everything in his power to make that office and this community better.
Yeah. Well, we all hope that. We're all rooting for you, man. I appreciate you, not just for coming on the podcast, but for wanting to be on the podcast, especially after me throwing a hemorrhage fit a while ago. It was worse than a hissy fit.
I kind of miss watching those. I used to get to see them all the time.
I know, man, and I have struggled so much with this stupid audio and video stuff. And I've, my wife said, you change stuff all the time. I do, but I only change because I want to get better. I wanted to, so what I'm doing now, I'm broadcasting over several different platforms. So, but I want to be better. I want to have more influence and, put a better product out there. But I appreciate you being on and taking the time out to do this. Before we get out of here, I want to remind everybody about some things that are coming up for us. Next week, we're going to have our first Vacation Bible School up at Mud Creek, Wednesday and Thursday, July 1st and 2nd. It's a deep sea experience. Friends and Family Night will be July the 3rd, Friday, July the 3rd. And we'll be also having our Faith Fellowship fireworks event the same night. We're just combining the two together. So the Faith Fellowship fireworks is free to attend. We will take donations we're going to be grilling hot dogs, and we'll have some chips and drinks, probably water or something like that. Most likely, for donation. We're just trying to raise money to put back into the event for next year so that we can continue having it. We got some sponsors this year to help us because of the ridiculous inflation and skyrocketing of the price of everything, including fireworks. But we do invite everybody to come be with us. We'd love to have you. Sugar Bear Holler will open up at 6:30 and officially. And man, we're going to have inflatables. Mechanical Bull will be there again. We got 2 barrel train cars, a kiddie hay ride. We're going to have live music. Jacob and Emily Frady will be there from 7:30 to 8:30.
I hate to interrupt you, but I just seen a comment that you didn't comment on.
Where's that
at? Your wife said her favorite meal was steak over there, and we will take you one night for congratulations. Preach will pay.
I am not going to pay for this guy. I would rather pay for an entire sheriff's run again this day.
Do you remember that time that we went to the Taco Bell on the church trip?
I didn't go. I wasn't there.
No, that was Matt that was with us.
Yes, yeah. But I remember you ate like 30-something tacos.
32.
And man, I do remember that time that you stayed in this very house that we're in right now when we was kids, and you ate up all my cereal, all my instant oatmeal.
Only half. You had 4 packs of the instant oatmeal.
Well, 4 packs. I mean, that's like 6 bites. That's ridiculous.
I'm not even going to go 2 comments down. Somebody's trying to start a scandal.
A scandal?
Yeah.
What kind of scandal? 2 comments down?
Yeah, from where Dawn said that you'll pay. Yeah, go on with your announcements, and I'll show you after a while.
No, I got to go back. Special buy. Uh-oh. Hey.
I knew you'd finally see
it. Oh, goodness. Well, there's 3 right there that could be a scandal.
I didn't see the 3rd one now.
Well, one says the P1. The other says already froze a bunch. And the third,
yeah.
And the 3rd says can't beat a good banjo.
Yeah.
Somebody said dead air. Who did that? Don Jeffrey. Oh, you funny. Well, and then so the Faith Fellowship fireworks event, I can't say enough about it. That is our biggest event of every year. It just kind of happened. It used to be the fall festival, and that one kind of just turned into the big one. Every year it gives us the opportunity just to do something in the community, with the community, for the community. And we just invite, and basically 7 or 8 communities converge
We ran out of parking last year.
Yeah, we did, and they're saying this year we're probably gonna have more. We'll probably have more people there, and the crazy thing is, I don't know if that'll happen or not. Skyline's having a big thing out there, so they'll probably keep some of the folks that came down, on the mountain, and I wish them the best. I certainly ain't competing against nobody. I'm glad that everybody wants to have more community involvement and do more community type things. But that's just something we do. We invite everybody to come around. Just come hang out, bring your children, man. Just have some fun and sit around and talk with your neighbors and fellowship together. Don't matter what background you're from or what political party you're affiliated with or what team you root for. None of that matters. We just want to hang out with you and just have some fun together, man. We've had enough ugly for a while. Let's have some good old fashioned family fun. And get to reconnect as a community again, and get to serving together, and then it won't be long. FBI starting up, not the Federal Bureau of Investigation, the Foundation Bible Institute. This Thursday, we're actually having registration out at Happy Home, where we'll be holding the classes at, and then so from now to August the 13th. You'll be able to register for classes. August 13th, classes will start. And we're running a 4-year program there for that institute. And we're offering associates and bachelors. If you stay the whole 4 years, if you complete all 4 years, you can finish with a bachelor's degree. So we're excited about that. And that's a neat thing coming to our area to help young.
I'll tell you what, I'm ready
folks.
Since it's over, and I hope I can get back to doing it all the time. One thing I'm ready to go back to doing, the table ministry.
Yeah.
At Natalie and Austin.
Well, here they are fixing to have a baby, and
yeah, I know that's gonna put it off for a while.
Yeah. Well,
Lord have mercy.
Yeah, that was me. I pulled this headphone down a little too quickly.
Sound like somebody's hearing aid.
Yeah, I probably need to turn it down just a little bit before I take it off so it don't squeal. But yeah, man, I have not gone, and I've had plenty of opportunities. It's not because I didn't want to go. I just have not gone because it seems like whenever I show up at anything that any of our folks are doing, I've found it with Fishes and Loaves too. People get nervous. They get afraid to talk. They just, and then I end up doing most of the talking, and then I just don't like that. And I think things do better. Can have better discussions when there's no pressure.
Well, I can tell you one thing. Austin's got competition for preaching. And it ain't from me. It's from Brother Chris, because now he lets go at them things.
Chris Clements?
Yes.
Well, bless God.
I keep trying to get him to get on up there one day, and testify or get behind the pulpit and test to preach. And
man, you don't never know what'll happen at the creek, man.
Yeah.
A bunch of crazies. Well, I see most people are hopping off now, so we're going to sign off at this point. Craig, I appreciate you being on. Anything you want to say before we get out of here, bud?
Love y'all and good night.
All right, guys. Well, guys, until next time, I appreciate you tuning us in. Y'all, next Monday night, I'm going to try it one more time. If I have problems next Monday night, I'm quitting. Oh, goodness gracious. I love y'all. Good night.